Hi everyone, welcome back to another video of your course, General Elective 3C or Technical Writing. So this video is just a continuation of your module number 5, which is entitled Business Communications. This is your instructor, Engineer Junaika A. Tapiador. So continuing your module number 5, you have parts of a letter. So in the previous videos, we already talked about the introduction to your business communication, the kinds of business letters. So today we dig deep on the parts of a letter. So this will just consist of two topics, your introduction and of course the parts of the letter. So as an introduction, it says here, in the professional world, you will often need to write a business letter or send a professional email. From applying to a new job, writing a thank you note, sending a note of apology, or sending a farewell email when you depart, there are many circumstances that will require an appropriately formatted letter or email. So, as we have already mentioned in the previous videos, I introduced to you the different types of letters. So, depending on your intentions or what you want to impart, that's the time that you will be choosing what type of letter you would be making. So as parts of a letter, it says here, what should you include in a professional letter written for business purposes? Most experts agree that a business letter should have at least the following 7 parts. You have the sender's address, the date, the recipient's address, a salutation, the body, closing or signature, and enclosures. So we will take a look at each of this particular part. Sender's address. Of course, you don't want the recipient to have to look up your address in order to write a response. A phone number and email address can be included as well. So aside from your physical address, it will be much helpful to include your phone number and of course your email address to better communicate with you or in case that your letter needs a response. The date, it should be immediately apparent when the letter was written. That way, the recipient can more easily be reminded of when and why the letter was written, especially if it revolved around a particular event or business situation. So, usually naman, for this, diba, because of technology, whenever you try to write a letter or an email, especially diba sa Canvas, nakalagay na siya or pre-recorded na or embedded na yung date when it was sent. But just in case that it's not included or it's not embedded in the application that you are using, it is a must that you write the date. The third part is, of course, the recipient's address. So, of course, you don't want your assistant, in case, diba, kunyari, you are already working in a company and you are to send a snail mail. Of course, diba, you don't want anyone else to have to look up the address where you will be sending the letter to. Or you don't want to have to look up the address again yourself. So it's very important that, of course, you write the address of the recipient. Most likely than not, if it is a company-to-company communication, you write the name of the company and, of course, the address of your company. Sorry, wrong spelling yung recipient dito. Diba? Mali siya. So the I should be here. Recipient. So the fourth one is the salutation. So it says here, to whom it may concern is a surefire way to get your letter lining in a waste paper basket. It's important to have a name and the recipient's address and salutation. Even if you have to call up the company or do some researching on LinkedIn to find out who the letter should go to. Para siyang greeting, your salutation is considered a greeting. So it's always better to keep it personal. So as you can see in the figure here on the right side or left side rather of your screen, diba, meron dyang Dear Taylor, Dear Miss Brown, Dear Sir or Madam, hello or hi. Especially if you're writing an application letter in the future, it's a must, or it's better if you look up the name of the recipient or whom the letter should be addressed to para po mas personal yung approach mo. Of course, the fifth one is the body. It's generally wise to stay professional and get to the point. As with any communications, being clear and concise tends to reflect best on the writer. Especially when you are writing an email, you have to go directly to the point. Wala na pong paligoy-ligoy dyan. Hindi naman po ito narrative, except if you're writing a narrative letter. But most often than not, getting directly into the point will actually save you and the reader's time. The sixth part is the closing or signature. The signature gives a personal touch to the letter, shows exactly who it's from and that you approve the contents of the letter. Gayon kasi, di ba, since nauuso na yung email, ganyan, sometimes there are certain companies who will actually be requiring that parang ang ginagawa is after creating the letter, you print it out and then you put your signature in it, and of course you scan it again and send it as a file, especially for important documents. Or some other companies, they require your e-signature. But for me personally, if you could do away of using your e-signatures, please do so. Kasi madali na lang siyang kopyahin if you have a copy, di ba? They could just go ahead and paste it anywhere they would want. So be very careful when you are sending out a file having an e-signature. It's always best to keep it personal or to put your signature using a pen. The seventh is the enclosures. It's important to have a list of any additional items enclosed with the business letter in case the recipient misplaces them. So, kumbaga, at the end of the letter, you write if there are certain attachments or enclosures that comes with the letter. So, for example, meron doon, if you are sending out an invitation, diba? Letter, and then just right there is an enclosure, an invitation for 2 people or 3 people. So, kumbaga, kung meron pang kaakibat yung letter, meron pang ibang attachments, kumbaga pag sa email, di ba, attachments. Although when it's a letter, we call them enclosures. Kumbaga meron pang ibang file, kung may susi ba dyan, or whatnot, or whatever that comes with a letter, we call that your enclosures. So that is a very short video about the parts of a letter. The next video we are going to tackle the formats of letters. And of course, don't forget to click and subscribe to this channel to keep updated for any upcoming videos that you will be having. So that's it for this video. Stay home, stay healthy, and stay safe. Goodbye, everyone.